Here's the thing.
See, must be defended.
We're good.
We do make it out alive.
Supergirl 2026 arrives as one of the most ambitious entries in the new DC universe and immediately establishes itself as a very different kind of superhero film compared to traditional Superman stories. Instead of focusing on an idealistic hero who always sees the best in the world, the movie presents Kara Zor-El as a more complicated and emotionally scarred character whose experiences have shaped her into someone tougher, angrier, and far more unpredictable. Millie Alcock delivers a powerful leading performance that gives the character both strength and vulnerability, allowing audiences to understand why Kara often approaches situations differently from her famous cousin. The film's greatest strength is its willingness to embrace a cosmic science fiction adventure while still maintaining an emotional core centered on loss, identity, and personal responsibility. Director Craig Gillespie creates a visually impressive universe filled with alien worlds, dangerous enemies, and large-scale action sequences that feel significantly different from the grounded settings often seen in superhero movies. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie, played by Ridley, becomes one of the emotional foundations of the story, providing heart and humanity amid the interstellar adventure. Their journey across the galaxy creates opportunities for both character development and exciting action, ensuring that the narrative never becomes focused solely on spectacle. Matthias Schoenaerts brings a threatening presence to the film as the primary antagonist, creating conflict that feels personal rather than generic. Jason Momoa's appearance as Lobo adds additional energy, charisma, and unpredictability, often stealing scenes whenever he appears on screen. The action sequences are large in scale but remain connected to the characters, making each confrontation feel meaningful instead of existing only for visual excitement. Cinematography, visual effects, and production design work together to create a universe that feels vast, colorful, and alive, helping establish the broader future of the DC universe. The musical score supports both emotional moments and action scenes effectively, enhancing the sense of adventure while reinforcing the film's themes. What makes Supergirl particularly interesting is its exploration of a hero who is still searching for her place in the universe and attempting to define herself outside the shadow of Superman. Rather than presenting Kara as a perfect symbol from the beginning, the film allows her to struggle, make mistakes, and grow through experience, making her journey more relatable and emotionally engaging. By combining strong performances, impressive visual world building, exciting action, emotional storytelling, and a compelling central heroine, Supergirl 2026 succeeds as both a standalone adventure and an important chapter in the evolving DC universe, delivering a superhero experience that feels epic, entertaining, and emotionally rewarding. Release date: June 26, 2026. Runtime: 2h09 m. Director: Craig Gillespie. Cast: Millie Alcock, Eve Ridley, Matthias. Schoenaerts, Jason Momoa, David Corenswet. Budget: reported around $170 million. Genre: superhero, action, adventure, sci-fi. Supergirl 2026 becomes even more interesting when viewed as a story about identity and belonging rather than simply a traditional superhero adventure. While the film contains large-scale action, alien worlds, and powerful enemies, its strongest moments often come from the emotional struggles faced by Kara Zor-El as she attempts to understand who she is and where she truly belongs. Unlike Superman, who grew up on Earth and developed a deep connection to humanity from an early age, Kara carries memories of Krypton and the trauma associated with losing her home. This emotional difference gives the character a unique perspective and allows the movie to explore themes that feel fresh within the superhero genre. Millie Alcock continues to impress with a performance that balances strength, confidence, vulnerability, and emotional pain. She portrays Kara as someone who is powerful enough to face incredible dangers yet still carries emotional wounds that influence the way she views the universe around her. This combination makes the character feel more human and relatable despite her extraordinary abilities. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains one of the film's most compelling aspects, providing emotional depth and helping drive the narrative forward. Their journey across the galaxy is not only filled with danger and adventure but also serves as a vehicle for personal growth and self-discovery. Director Craig Gillespie brings a distinct visual style to the film, embracing the cosmic scale of the story while ensuring that emotional moments remain just as important as action sequences. The movie frequently presents breathtaking alien landscapes and imaginative science fiction settings, creating a sense of wonder that expands the scope of the DC universe. The production design deserves particular praise because each location feels unique, helping the audience believe they are traveling through a vast and diverse galaxy. The visual effects are impressive throughout, especially during scenes involving Supergirl's powers, interstellar travel, and large-scale confrontations. Matthias Schoenaerts delivers a memorable performance as Krem of the Yellow Hills, providing a villain whose actions create personal stakes for the heroes rather than simply threatening the universe on a grand scale. This personal dimension helps make the conflict more engaging because viewers understand why it matters to the characters involved. Jason Momoa's appearance as Lobo adds a different kind of energy to the film, bringing humor, unpredictability, and a rough-edged charisma that contrasts effectively with Kara's personality. His presence helps broaden the film's tone and introduces another fascinating corner of the DC universe. The action scenes are energetic and visually dynamic, but what makes them effective is their connection to character motivations and emotional consequences. The musical score complements both the adventure and the drama, helping maintain a balance between excitement and emotional resonance. One of the movie's greatest strengths is its willingness to portray Supergirl as a hero who is still evolving rather than someone who already has all the answers. This journey of growth gives the narrative emotional weight and makes Kara's experiences feel meaningful. Through strong performances, ambitious world building, exciting action, memorable characters, and a thoughtful exploration of identity, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a distinctive and emotionally engaging chapter in the new DC universe while showcasing why Kara Zor-El is one of DC's most compelling heroes. Supergirl 2026 continues to separate itself from many modern superhero films through its emphasis on character growth and emotional complexity rather than relying exclusively on spectacle. While the movie certainly delivers the large-scale action and visual excitement audiences expect from a major DC production, its most memorable moments often emerge from Kara Zor-El's personal journey. The film presents a heroine who possesses incredible power yet remains emotionally vulnerable, creating a balance that makes her feel both extraordinary and relatable. Millie Alcock continues to shine in the lead role, bringing confidence, determination, and emotional depth to every scene. Her portrayal captures the internal struggle of a character attempting to reconcile the memories of a lost world with the realities of the universe she now inhabits. This emotional conflict becomes one of the driving forces behind the narrative and helps distinguish Kara from other superheroes. The screenplay does an effective job of exploring the burden of legacy, showing how living in the shadow of a legendary figure can create unique challenges. Rather than allowing Supergirl to be defined solely by her connection to Superman, the story consistently emphasizes her individuality, giving her opportunities to make choices that reflect her own values and experiences. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to provide emotional grounding for the film, offering moments of sincerity and personal connection amid the larger adventure. Their evolving dynamic adds heart to the narrative and reinforces the idea that heroism is often shaped by relationships as much as by power. Director Craig Gillespie maintains a strong sense of momentum throughout the story, balancing emotional scenes with exciting action and exploration. The pacing allows viewers to appreciate both the character-driven moments and the larger cosmic adventure unfolding across the galaxy. Visually, the film remains impressive, with alien environments, futuristic technology, and imaginative creatures contributing to a rich science fiction atmosphere. The production design creates a universe that feels expansive and alive, encouraging audiences to become immersed in the wider DC mythology. The action sequences continue to be among the movie's major highlights, featuring creative uses of Supergirl's abilities and delivering battles that feel dynamic without losing sight of the characters involved. Matthias Schoenaerts remains a compelling antagonist because his presence generates conflict that feels personal and emotionally significant rather than merely serving as an obstacle to be defeated. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to inject unpredictability into the story, providing entertaining interactions that expand the film's range of personalities and tones. The musical score enhances both the emotional and adventurous aspects of the narrative, helping create a sense of scale while also supporting quieter character moments. One of the film's most admirable qualities is its willingness to allow its heroine to learn through experience. Kara is not portrayed as flawless. Instead, she is shown growing through challenges, setbacks, and difficult decisions. This approach makes her victories feel earned and gives the audience a stronger emotional connection to her journey. Through compelling performances, ambitious world building, strong visual effects, meaningful themes, and a focus on personal growth, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a fresh and engaging superhero adventure that celebrates the strength, resilience, and humanity of its central heroine while laying a promising foundation for future stories within the evolving DC universe. Supergirl 2026 continues to build on its strongest qualities by presenting a superhero story that feels both epic in scale and deeply personal in execution. One of the film's most effective elements is the way it balances cosmic adventure with emotional storytelling, ensuring that the audience remains invested in Kara Zor-El as a character rather than simply viewing her as a powerful superhero. Throughout the narrative, Kara is portrayed as someone carrying the weight of loss, responsibility, and expectation, yet she refuses to allow those burdens to define her completely. This ongoing struggle between past trauma and future potential gives the film much of its emotional power and allows viewers to connect with her journey on a deeper level. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a standout performance, bringing energy, determination, and emotional honesty to the role. Her portrayal captures the complexity of a hero who possesses immense power but is still searching for her place in the universe. Alcock succeeds in making Kara feel both larger than life and remarkably human, a combination that strengthens every major moment in the story. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains central to the film's emotional foundation. Their evolving friendship provides some of the movie's most heartfelt scenes and reinforces themes of trust, loyalty, and personal growth. Through their interactions, the film demonstrates that heroism is not only about defeating enemies but also about helping others and learning from those around you. Director Craig Gillespie continues to impress with his ability to manage a story that spans multiple worlds while maintaining a clear emotional focus. The film never loses sight of its characters even when presenting enormous action sequences or exploring vast regions of space. This balance helps keep the narrative engaging and prevents the spectacle from overshadowing the emotional journey. Visually, the movie remains one of the most ambitious DC productions in recent years. The alien environments are richly detailed, filled with imaginative architecture, technology, and creatures that help bring the galaxy to life. Every location feels distinct, contributing to a sense of discovery and adventure that runs throughout the film. The visual effects are consistently impressive, particularly during scenes involving Supergirl's powers and the large-scale action sequences that define many of the movie's biggest moments. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a strong antagonistic presence, bringing intensity and menace to the role while ensuring that the conflict feels personal and meaningful. His performance helps raise the stakes and creates challenges that test Kara both physically and emotionally. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains one of the film's most entertaining additions, delivering charisma, humor, and unpredictability whenever he appears. His scenes add variety to the narrative and help expand the broader world of the DC universe. The action remains exciting throughout, combining fast-paced combat, impressive visual effects, and creative uses of superhuman abilities. What makes these sequences effective is their connection to character development and emotional stakes, ensuring that they feel important rather than existing solely for spectacle. The musical score continues to support the adventure and drama effectively, enhancing emotional moments while also emphasizing the grandeur of the film's cosmic setting. One of the movie's greatest strengths is its portrayal of Kara as a hero who is constantly evolving. She learns from mistakes, adapts to new challenges, and gradually gains a deeper understanding of herself and her responsibilities. This character-focused approach gives the story emotional depth and makes her journey feel rewarding. Through strong performances, imaginative world building, compelling relationships, exciting action, and meaningful themes, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a powerful and engaging superhero adventure that successfully introduces a new generation of audiences to one of DC's most important and enduring heroes. Supergirl 2026 continues to excel because it understands that the most memorable superhero stories are ultimately about people rather than powers. While the film showcases impressive cosmic battles, extraordinary abilities, and visually stunning science fiction settings, its emotional center remains firmly focused on Kara Zor-El and her struggle to define herself in a universe that constantly compares her to others. This theme of self-discovery becomes increasingly important as the story progresses, giving the film a level of emotional depth that elevates it beyond a standard action adventure. Millie Alcock continues to demonstrate why she was an inspired choice for the role, bringing a combination of confidence, vulnerability, intelligence, and determination that makes Kara feel like a fully realized character. Her performance captures both the strength of a hero capable of changing the fate of entire worlds and the uncertainty of a young woman still trying to understand her own place within the larger universe. One of the film's greatest achievements is the way it presents growth as a gradual process rather than an instant transformation. Kara's journey is defined by lessons learned through experience, allowing audiences to witness her development in a way that feels natural and emotionally satisfying. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains one of the strongest aspects of the narrative, providing emotional grounding amid the larger-scale events unfolding across the galaxy. Their interactions reveal different sides of Kara's personality and help reinforce the film's themes of friendship, trust, compassion, and resilience. Director Craig Gillespie continues to maintain an impressive balance between spectacle and character-driven storytelling. Even when the film explores massive alien worlds or stages elaborate action sequences, the emotional motivations of the characters remain the primary focus. This approach helps create a stronger connection between the audience and the story, ensuring that every major event carries emotional significance. Visually, the movie continues to impress through its imaginative world-building and attention to detail. Each new location introduces fresh ideas, unique cultures, and striking visual designs that contribute to the sense of a vast and interconnected universe. The production design successfully creates environments that feel distinct while maintaining a cohesive aesthetic that supports the broader DC universe. The visual effects remain among the film's strongest technical achievements, particularly during scenes involving interstellar travel, large-scale battles, and displays of Supergirl's incredible abilities. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to deliver a compelling performance as the film's primary antagonist, bringing intensity and purpose to a character whose actions have meaningful consequences for the heroes. His presence ensures that the conflict remains emotionally engaging rather than feeling like a simple battle between good and evil. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to provide energy and unpredictability, adding a unique dynamic to the story through his humor, confidence, and unconventional personality. His interactions with other characters help expand the film's tonal range and contribute to its sense of adventure. The action sequences remain exciting and well executed, combining creative choreography with strong visual storytelling. What makes these scenes particularly effective is that they often reveal something about the characters involved, using action as a form of narrative progression rather than treating it as mere spectacle. The musical score continues to support both the emotional and adventurous aspects of the film, helping create moments of excitement, wonder, and reflection. One of the movie's most admirable qualities is its belief that heroism is defined not by power alone but by the choices a person makes when faced with difficult circumstances. Kara's journey reflects this idea repeatedly, showing that courage, empathy, and determination are just as important as extraordinary abilities. Through its combination of powerful performances, thoughtful themes, impressive visual design, engaging relationships, and exciting action, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a significant chapter in the new DC universe and a compelling exploration of what it truly means to become a hero. Supergirl 2026 continues to impress because it treats its central heroine as a complex individual whose journey is defined as much by emotional growth as by heroic achievements. While many superhero films focus primarily on external conflicts, this movie consistently explores Kara Zor-El's internal struggles, allowing audiences to understand the personal challenges that shape her decisions. The result is a story that feels more intimate and emotionally engaging despite its enormous cosmic scale. Kara is portrayed as someone carrying the memories of a lost civilization while attempting to build a future in a universe that often expects her to live up to impossible standards. This tension between past and future becomes one of the film's most compelling themes and gives the narrative a strong emotional foundation. Millie Alcock continues to deliver an outstanding performance that balances confidence, determination, humor, and vulnerability. She successfully portrays Kara as a hero capable of extraordinary feats while still feeling emotionally authentic and relatable. One of the most appealing aspects of her performance is the way she conveys resilience. Even when faced with difficult setbacks or emotionally painful situations, Kara continues moving forward, learning from each experience rather than allowing it to define her. This gradual evolution makes her journey feel rewarding and helps audiences become invested in her success. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains a major strength of the film. Their interactions provide emotional depth and allow the narrative to explore themes of trust, friendship, and shared purpose. Through their partnership, the story demonstrates that even the most powerful heroes benefit from meaningful human connections. Director Craig Gillespie continues to show a strong understanding of how to balance character-driven storytelling with large-scale adventure. The film moves confidently between intimate emotional moments and visually spectacular action sequences without ever losing sight of its central themes. This balance helps create a story that feels both entertaining and emotionally substantial. The world building remains one of the movie's most impressive achievements. Every new location introduces audiences to imaginative environments filled with unique cultures, technologies, and visual identities. These settings contribute to a sense of exploration that keeps the adventure feeling fresh and exciting. The production design consistently reinforces the idea that the DC universe is vast and full of possibilities, providing a strong foundation for future stories. Visually, the film continues to excel through its impressive special effects and detailed cinematography. Scenes involving Supergirl's powers are presented with creativity and scale, while quieter moments benefit from strong visual composition that emphasizes character emotions and relationships. The action sequences remain dynamic and engaging, using Supergirl's abilities in inventive ways that highlight both her strength and intelligence. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to bring intensity and credibility to the role of Krem, creating an antagonist whose actions have genuine emotional consequences for the characters. Rather than existing solely as a physical threat, he serves as a catalyst for important moments of growth and self-discovery. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains one of the film's most entertaining elements, providing energy, unpredictability, and humor whenever he appears. His presence expands the scope of the story and introduces another fascinating perspective within the larger DC universe. The musical score continues to enhance the film's emotional and adventurous qualities, supporting both character moments and action scenes with equal effectiveness. One of the movie's most admirable achievements is its commitment to portraying heroism as a process rather than a destination. Kara is not presented as someone who has already mastered every challenge. Instead, she grows through experience, learning important lessons about responsibility, identity, and compassion along the way. This emphasis on personal development makes the story feel meaningful and ensures that the audience remains emotionally invested from beginning to end. Through strong performances, ambitious world building, memorable characters, exciting action, and thoughtful thematic exploration, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a standout superhero film that celebrates both the extraordinary power and the deeply human qualities of its central heroine. Supergirl 2026 continues to expand its emotional and thematic ambitions by presenting Kara Zor-El as a hero whose greatest challenge is not simply defeating enemies but understanding herself. The film repeatedly emphasizes that extraordinary abilities do not automatically provide clarity, confidence, or purpose. Instead, Kara's journey is shaped by difficult choices, personal sacrifices, and the responsibility that comes with possessing immense power. This focus on character development gives the story a level of emotional depth that distinguishes it from many conventional superhero adventures. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a compelling performance that captures both the strength and uncertainty of a heroine still finding her place in the universe. Her portrayal feels genuine because she allows viewers to see not only Kara's courage but also her doubts, frustrations, and moments of vulnerability. These qualities make the character feel more relatable and ensure that her growth remains one of the film's most engaging aspects. Throughout the story, Kara is challenged in ways that test her beliefs as much as her abilities, creating opportunities for meaningful development and emotional reflection. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains one of the strongest emotional elements of the film. Their partnership evolves naturally as they face challenges together, creating a bond built on trust, respect, and shared experiences. Through these interactions, the movie explores the importance of companionship and mutual support, demonstrating that even the strongest heroes benefit from meaningful connections. Director Craig Gillespie continues to balance intimate character moments with large-scale science fiction spectacle. His direction ensures that the emotional core of the story remains visible even during the most visually ambitious sequences. This balance allows the audience to remain invested in the characters while still enjoying the excitement and wonder of the film's expansive universe. The world building remains a major highlight, introducing audiences to diverse locations that each possess their own identity and atmosphere. From futuristic civilizations to dangerous frontier regions, every environment feels thoughtfully designed and contributes to the sense of a living, interconnected galaxy. The production design consistently supports the story's adventurous tone while expanding the possibilities of the new DC universe. Visually, the film continues to impress through its detailed effects work and striking cinematography. Scenes involving flight, cosmic travel, and large-scale action are presented with energy and imagination, while quieter sequences often use lighting and composition to reinforce emotional themes. The visual storytelling helps communicate Kara's evolving perspective, making the imagery an important part of the narrative experience. Matthias Schoenaerts remains a strong antagonist whose presence creates tension that feels personal rather than merely physical. His actions have consequences that directly affect the characters, increasing the emotional stakes and giving the conflict greater significance. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to provide a welcome contrast to the film's more serious moments. His confidence, unpredictability, and humor add variety to the story while also helping broaden the audience's understanding of the wider universe. The action sequences remain exciting because they are tied closely to character motivations and narrative progression. Rather than existing solely as visual showcases, they often reveal important aspects of the characters and their relationships. The musical score continues to support both the emotional and adventurous sides of the film, enhancing moments of triumph, reflection, and tension. One of the movie's most effective themes is the idea that identity is not inherited but earned through choices and experiences. Kara's journey reflects this idea repeatedly, showing that becoming a hero involves understanding one's values and responsibilities rather than simply possessing extraordinary powers. Through strong performances, imaginative world building, engaging relationships, memorable action, and meaningful character development, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a thoughtful and entertaining superhero adventure that celebrates resilience, growth, and the enduring importance of hope in even the most challenging circumstances. Supergirl 2026 continues to distinguish itself through its emphasis on emotional storytelling and character evolution, proving that a superhero film can be both visually spectacular and deeply personal at the same time. As the narrative progresses, Kara Zor-El becomes an increasingly compelling protagonist because the film allows her to confront challenges that cannot be solved through strength alone. Many of the obstacles she faces require patience, empathy, wisdom, and self-understanding, reinforcing the idea that true heroism is about far more than extraordinary abilities. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a performance filled with confidence and emotional authenticity, portraying Kara as someone determined to do what is right while still struggling with the burden of her past and the uncertainty of her future. This combination of power and vulnerability makes her one of the most relatable heroes in the modern DC universe. The film consistently explores how loss can shape a person without completely defining them, and Kara's journey becomes a powerful example of resilience and personal growth. Her experiences gradually teach her that strength comes not only from physical capability but also from the ability to trust others, learn from mistakes, and remain hopeful even during difficult circumstances. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to provide some of the story's most heartfelt moments. Their evolving friendship adds warmth and emotional depth to the narrative, reminding viewers that meaningful connections are often what inspire heroes to keep moving forward. Director Craig Gillespie continues to balance large-scale adventure with intimate character moments, ensuring that the emotional core of the story remains visible even during the film's most ambitious sequences. This approach allows audiences to enjoy the excitement of intergalactic exploration while remaining emotionally invested in the people at the center of the story. The world building remains one of the movie's most impressive accomplishments. Every new location feels distinct and memorable, introducing audiences to cultures, environments, and challenges that expand the scope of the DC universe. The production design creates a believable cosmic setting filled with visual creativity and imagination, helping the galaxy feel vast, diverse, and full of possibilities. The cinematography continues to enhance the storytelling through dynamic action photography and visually expressive character moments. Scenes involving flight, combat, and space travel are presented with scale and energy, while quieter sequences often use framing and lighting to emphasize emotional themes. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to bring intensity and purpose to the role of Krem, creating a villain whose actions have genuine emotional consequences. His presence ensures that the conflict remains engaging and meaningful rather than becoming a simple battle of power. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to inject charisma and unpredictability into the narrative, providing moments of humor and excitement that help balance the film's more serious themes. His interactions with Kara and the other characters remain entertaining while also expanding the larger mythology of the DC universe. The action sequences continue to impress because they combine visual spectacle with emotional stakes, ensuring that every major confrontation feels important to the characters involved. The musical score remains another standout element, supporting the film's sense of adventure while also enhancing its quieter emotional scenes. One of the movie's strongest themes is the idea that identity is shaped through experience rather than destiny alone. Kara's journey repeatedly demonstrates that becoming a hero requires growth, self-reflection, and the courage to embrace both strengths and imperfections. Through strong performances, imaginative world building, compelling relationships, exciting action, and thoughtful thematic exploration, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a memorable and emotionally engaging superhero film that successfully introduces a new generation of audiences to one of DC's most inspiring and enduring heroes. Supergirl 2026 continues to evolve into a compelling exploration of heroism by focusing on the emotional and psychological journey of Kara Zor-El rather than relying solely on the spectacle traditionally associated with superhero cinema. The film consistently reinforces the idea that greatness is not determined by power alone but by the choices a person makes when confronted with uncertainty, responsibility, and personal loss. This thematic focus gives the narrative a sense of maturity and emotional resonance that strengthens every aspect of the story. Millie Alcock remains exceptional in the lead role, bringing a balance of determination, compassion, confidence, and vulnerability that makes Kara feel authentic despite her extraordinary abilities. Her performance allows audiences to witness the gradual growth of a character learning to trust herself and define her own identity in a universe filled with expectations. One of the most effective aspects of the film is its portrayal of Kara as someone who is constantly learning. Rather than presenting her as a fully formed hero from the beginning, the story allows her to make mistakes, face consequences, and gain wisdom through experience. This approach creates a stronger emotional connection with the audience because her achievements feel earned rather than inevitable. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to serve as an emotional anchor for the narrative. Their friendship develops through shared experiences, challenges, and moments of mutual support, creating a bond that feels genuine and emotionally rewarding. Through their interactions, the film explores themes of trust, loyalty, and perseverance, reminding viewers that even the strongest individuals benefit from meaningful companionship. Director Craig Gillespie continues to demonstrate a clear understanding of how to balance emotional storytelling with large-scale adventure. The film never loses sight of its characters, even when presenting expansive alien worlds, intense action sequences, or major developments within the broader DC universe. This character-focused approach helps maintain emotional investment and ensures that the spectacle serves the story rather than overwhelming it. The world building remains one of the film's greatest achievements. Every new location feels carefully designed, contributing to the sense of a vast galaxy filled with unique cultures, histories, and possibilities. The production design consistently reinforces the adventurous spirit of the narrative while expanding the scope of the new DC universe in exciting ways. Visually, the film continues to impress through its combination of detailed visual effects, striking cinematography, and imaginative art direction. Scenes involving flight, cosmic exploration, and large-scale confrontations are executed with creativity and energy, while quieter moments often use visual composition to emphasize character emotions and thematic ideas. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a formidable and engaging antagonist whose actions carry emotional consequences for the protagonists. His presence strengthens the narrative by creating challenges that require more than physical strength to overcome. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains a highly entertaining addition to the film, bringing charisma, humor, and unpredictability that enrich the story and broaden the range of personalities within the DC universe. The action sequences continue to succeed because they are driven by character motivations and emotional stakes rather than existing purely for visual excitement. Each major confrontation reveals something important about the individuals involved, helping the action contribute directly to the overall narrative. The musical score remains a powerful component of the film, enhancing moments of wonder, tension, triumph, and reflection. One of the movie's most inspiring messages is that true heroism comes from perseverance and compassion rather than perfection. Kara's journey demonstrates that growth often emerges from adversity and that the willingness to keep moving forward despite uncertainty is one of the defining qualities of a hero. Through outstanding performances, ambitious world building, engaging relationships, exciting action, and meaningful thematic depth, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as an emotionally rich and entertaining superhero adventure that celebrates hope, resilience, and the enduring power of self-discovery. Supergirl 2026 reaches another level of emotional and narrative strength through its commitment to exploring Kara Zor-El as an individual rather than simply presenting her as another powerful superhero. The film consistently emphasizes that identity is not something predetermined by heritage or destiny but something shaped through choices, experiences, and personal growth. This theme runs throughout the story and gives Kara's journey a sense of authenticity that makes her one of the most compelling protagonists in the modern DC universe. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a performance filled with energy, confidence, and emotional sincerity, ensuring that Kara remains relatable even while operating on a cosmic scale. Her portrayal captures the tension between the expectations placed upon her and her desire to forge her own path, creating a character arc that feels meaningful and emotionally satisfying. One of the film's greatest accomplishments is its willingness to allow Kara to struggle with uncertainty. Rather than presenting her as someone who always knows the correct course of action, the story shows her learning through difficult experiences, adapting to new circumstances, and gradually gaining a deeper understanding of what it truly means to be a hero. This focus on growth makes her victories feel earned and gives the audience a stronger emotional connection to her journey. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to provide some of the movie's most memorable moments. Their friendship evolves naturally throughout the adventure, offering scenes filled with warmth, humor, and genuine emotional depth. Through their interactions, the film explores themes of trust, loyalty, and mutual support, reinforcing the idea that meaningful relationships are often a source of strength during difficult times. Director Craig Gillespie continues to demonstrate impressive control over both the emotional and visual aspects of the story. He successfully balances intimate character-driven scenes with large-scale science fiction adventure, ensuring that neither element overshadows the other. This balance helps maintain audience engagement and allows the film to feel both personal and epic at the same time. The world building remains one of the strongest aspects of the movie. The galaxy feels vast and alive, filled with unique civilizations, environments, and cultures that expand the scope of the DC universe. Every location contributes something new to the story, helping create a sense of discovery and wonder that keeps the adventure feeling fresh. The production design deserves significant praise for bringing these imaginative settings to life with remarkable creativity and attention to detail. Visually, the film continues to excel through its combination of impressive special effects, dynamic cinematography, and strong artistic direction. Scenes involving Supergirl's abilities are presented with scale and excitement, while quieter moments often rely on visual storytelling to communicate emotional themes and character development. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to be an effective antagonist whose actions have meaningful consequences for the heroes. His presence ensures that the central conflict remains emotionally engaging rather than becoming a simple contest of power. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains one of the film's most entertaining elements, bringing charisma, unpredictability, and a unique sense of humor that adds variety to the narrative while expanding the larger mythology of the DC universe. The action sequences remain consistently exciting because they are rooted in character motivations and emotional stakes. Rather than existing solely as visual showcases, they contribute directly to the development of the story and its characters. The musical score continues to enhance the film's emotional impact, supporting moments of triumph, sadness, hope, and determination with equal effectiveness. One of the movie's most powerful messages is that true strength comes from understanding who you are and choosing to use your abilities for the benefit of others. Kara's journey reflects this idea repeatedly, showing that heroism is a process of growth rather than a fixed state. Through strong performances, imaginative world building, engaging relationships, spectacular action, and thoughtful thematic exploration, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a standout superhero adventure that combines emotional depth with epic storytelling while celebrating the courage, resilience, and compassion that define its remarkable heroine. Supergirl 2026 continues to impress through its ability to blend epic science fiction adventure with a deeply personal story about resilience, identity, and purpose. As the narrative develops, the film increasingly focuses on Kara Zor-El's emotional evolution, showing how her experiences shape not only her abilities as a hero but also her understanding of herself. This emphasis on personal growth gives the movie a strong emotional core and helps distinguish it from superhero stories that rely primarily on action and spectacle. Millie Alcock remains outstanding in the role, bringing a sense of authenticity that allows Kara to feel both extraordinary and relatable. Her performance captures the complexities of a character who carries the legacy of Krypton while simultaneously attempting to create a future defined by her own choices. This balance between honoring the past and embracing the future becomes one of the film's most compelling themes. Rather than portraying Kara as a flawless symbol from the beginning, the story allows her to struggle, adapt, and learn from her experiences, making her journey far more engaging and emotionally satisfying. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to be one of the movie's strongest elements. Their friendship provides emotional warmth and stability amid the larger conflicts unfolding throughout the galaxy. The film uses their partnership to explore themes of trust, understanding, and mutual support, demonstrating that meaningful relationships often become the foundation upon which great heroes are built. Director Craig Gillespie continues to show remarkable confidence in balancing intimate character moments with large-scale adventure. His direction ensures that even during the most visually spectacular sequences, the emotional motivations of the characters remain the primary focus. This approach creates a stronger connection between the audience and the story, making every victory, setback, and challenge feel meaningful. The world building remains exceptional, introducing audiences to a variety of imaginative locations that expand the scope of the DC universe. Each environment feels unique, filled with distinctive visual details and cultural elements that contribute to a sense of exploration and discovery. The production design consistently reinforces the film's adventurous spirit while creating a believable cosmic setting. Visually, the movie continues to excel through its impressive effects work and dynamic cinematography. The scenes involving Supergirl's powers are presented with creativity and scale, while quieter moments often use lighting and composition to emphasize emotional themes. These visual choices help strengthen the narrative and create a richer viewing experience. Matthias Schoenaerts remains an effective antagonist whose actions carry genuine emotional consequences for the heroes. His performance adds tension and urgency to the story, ensuring that the conflict feels personal rather than abstract. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to provide a welcome source of energy and unpredictability. His charismatic presence, sharp humor, and unconventional outlook add variety to the narrative while also helping to broaden the audience's understanding of the wider DC universe. The action sequences remain exciting and well-crafted, combining impressive visual effects with meaningful character stakes. Every major confrontation serves a purpose within the narrative, revealing something important about the people involved and advancing the story in meaningful ways. The musical score continues to support both the emotional and adventurous dimensions of the film, enhancing moments of triumph, tension, wonder, and reflection. One of the movie's most effective themes is the idea that heroism is defined not by perfection but by the willingness to keep moving forward despite uncertainty and hardship. Kara's journey reflects this message repeatedly, demonstrating that courage often means facing challenges without knowing exactly how they will be overcome. Through exceptional performances, ambitious world building, memorable characters, exciting action, and thoughtful thematic depth, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a powerful and inspiring superhero film that celebrates growth, hope, and the enduring strength of the human spirit through the lens of one of DC's most iconic heroes. Supergirl 2026 continues to expand its emotional scope by presenting Kara Zor-El as a hero whose greatest victories are often personal rather than physical. While the film contains the cosmic battles, advanced technology, and spectacular action expected from a major DC production, its true strength lies in the way it explores Kara's transformation from a survivor carrying the weight of Krypton's destruction into a confident hero capable of defining her own future. This progression feels earned because the story allows her to experience doubt, frustration, and uncertainty before gradually discovering the qualities that make her unique. Millie Alcock continues to elevate the material through a performance that combines determination, emotional vulnerability, and natural charisma. She portrays Kara as someone who possesses incredible strength yet still struggles with questions about identity, belonging, and responsibility. This balance makes the character feel authentic and ensures that audiences remain invested in her journey throughout the film. One of the movie's most compelling themes is the idea that a person's past can influence them without controlling them. Kara's memories of Krypton remain an important part of who she is, but the narrative consistently emphasizes that she has the ability to create her own path rather than simply living in the shadow of loss. This message gives the story emotional depth and helps distinguish it from more conventional superhero narratives. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to provide emotional grounding for the adventure. Their friendship evolves through shared challenges and moments of mutual understanding, creating a bond that feels genuine and meaningful. Through their interactions, the film explores themes of trust, empathy, and personal growth, reinforcing the idea that meaningful connections are essential even for the most powerful heroes. Director Craig Gillespie continues to demonstrate an impressive ability to balance character-driven storytelling with large-scale science fiction spectacle. The film never loses sight of its emotional core, even when exploring distant worlds or staging ambitious action sequences. This focus on character ensures that the audience remains emotionally engaged regardless of how large the story becomes. The world building remains one of the film's greatest strengths. Every new location introduces fresh visual ideas, unique cultures, and imaginative designs that expand the scope of the DC universe. The galaxy feels alive and diverse, encouraging viewers to become fully immersed in the adventure. The production design consistently supports the film's sense of wonder and exploration, making each setting memorable in its own way. The cinematography continues to enhance the storytelling through striking visuals and dynamic compositions. Action scenes are presented with energy and clarity, while quieter moments often rely on visual symbolism and thoughtful framing to communicate emotional themes. The visual effects remain impressive throughout, particularly during sequences involving flight, cosmic travel, and displays of Supergirl's extraordinary powers. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to deliver a strong performance as Krem, creating an antagonist whose actions generate meaningful emotional stakes for the protagonists. His presence helps ensure that the conflict remains personal and engaging. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to add excitement, humor, and unpredictability to the story. His larger-than-life personality provides an entertaining contrast to Kara's more thoughtful nature while also expanding the broader mythology of the DC universe. The action sequences remain among the film's highlights because they are rooted in character motivations and narrative progression. Rather than functioning solely as visual showcases, they reveal important aspects of the characters and their evolving relationships. The musical score continues to support both the emotional and adventurous dimensions of the narrative, enhancing moments of excitement, reflection, and triumph. One of the film's most inspiring messages is that true heroism is not about never failing but about continuing to move forward after failure and learning from every experience. Kara's journey embodies this idea, demonstrating that strength comes from perseverance, compassion, and the willingness to keep growing. Through outstanding performances, imaginative world building, engaging relationships, exciting action, and meaningful themes, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a rich and emotionally rewarding superhero adventure that celebrates hope, resilience, and the power of self-discovery. Supergirl 2026 continues to deepen its exploration of heroism by focusing on the emotional responsibilities that accompany extraordinary power. Rather than presenting Kara Zor-El as a hero whose path is already defined, the film repeatedly emphasizes that becoming a symbol of hope requires self-understanding, sacrifice, and the courage to make difficult choices. This approach allows the story to feel more personal and meaningful, transforming what could have been a straightforward superhero adventure into a compelling journey of growth and self-discovery. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a performance that captures every aspect of Kara's personality, from her determination and confidence to her moments of doubt and emotional vulnerability. Her portrayal remains one of the film's strongest assets because it makes Kara feel like a real person navigating extraordinary circumstances rather than an untouchable icon. As the story progresses, viewers witness a heroine gradually learning to trust her instincts, embrace her strengths, and accept the responsibilities that come with her abilities. This development gives the narrative emotional weight and ensures that every challenge contributes to her evolution. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to provide an essential emotional foundation for the film. Their friendship grows stronger through shared experiences and mutual support, creating some of the story's most heartfelt moments. Through their bond, the movie reinforces the importance of trust, loyalty, and understanding, showing that even the strongest individuals need people who believe in them. Director Craig Gillespie continues to balance intimate character moments with large-scale science fiction adventure in a way that feels seamless and natural. His direction ensures that the emotional stakes remain at the forefront even when the narrative expands into visually ambitious territory. This balance allows the audience to remain invested in the characters while also enjoying the excitement of exploring new worlds and facing extraordinary challenges. The world building remains one of the movie's most impressive achievements. The galaxy is presented as a vibrant and diverse place filled with unique civilizations, technologies, and cultures, each contributing to the sense of a larger living universe. The production design consistently demonstrates creativity and imagination, making every new location feel distinctive and memorable. The cinematography continues to support the storytelling through dynamic action photography and visually expressive character scenes. Moments of reflection are often enhanced through careful framing and lighting, while action sequences make excellent use of scale and movement to emphasize the power and excitement of Supergirl's abilities. The visual effects remain consistently strong, helping bring the film's ambitious science fiction concepts to life. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to be an effective antagonist whose presence adds urgency and emotional significance to the narrative. His actions challenge not only Kara's strength but also her values and beliefs, making the conflict more engaging than a simple physical confrontation. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains a scene-stealing presence whose humor, confidence, and unpredictability inject additional energy into the story. His interactions with Kara and the other characters help broaden the film's tone and provide insight into different corners of the expanding DC universe. The action sequences continue to succeed because they are rooted in character development and emotional stakes. Every major confrontation serves a purpose within the narrative, advancing both the plot and the personal journeys of the characters involved. The musical score remains another highlight, enhancing moments of adventure, triumph, tension, and introspection with equal effectiveness. One of the film's most powerful themes is the idea that hope is a choice rather than a guarantee. Kara repeatedly faces situations that test her resolve, yet she continues to move forward because she believes that helping others is worth the struggle. Through strong performances, imaginative world building, engaging relationships, exciting action, and thoughtful thematic exploration, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a standout chapter in the new DC universe and a deeply inspiring story about courage, identity, and the enduring power of hope. Supergirl 2026 continues to strengthen its emotional impact by showing that true heroism is often measured not by victories in battle but by the ability to remain compassionate in a universe filled with conflict and uncertainty. As Kara Zor-El's journey progresses, the film increasingly focuses on the qualities that separate her from other heroes. While her powers are undeniably impressive, the narrative repeatedly suggests that her empathy, determination, and willingness to help others are what truly define her character. This emphasis on emotional strength gives the story a sense of depth and authenticity that resonates throughout the film. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a captivating performance that balances confidence and vulnerability with remarkable skill. She portrays Kara as someone who is gradually learning that leadership involves more than courage alone. It also requires wisdom, patience, and the ability to inspire others even during difficult circumstances. Her growth feels natural because it emerges through experience rather than sudden transformation, allowing audiences to witness each stage of her development. The film consistently presents Kara as a hero who learns from mistakes and adapts to challenges, making her journey both relatable and inspiring. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains one of the narrative's strongest emotional pillars. Their friendship continues to evolve in meaningful ways, providing moments of warmth and sincerity that help balance the larger-scale adventure. Through their interactions, the story explores themes of trust, loyalty, and mutual support, demonstrating how important personal connections can be when facing overwhelming odds. Director Craig Gillespie continues to show impressive control over the film's tone and pacing. He successfully combines intimate character moments with expansive science fiction storytelling, ensuring that the emotional core remains visible even when the narrative reaches its most spectacular moments. This approach helps the film maintain a strong sense of balance and allows audiences to remain invested in the characters as well as the larger events unfolding around them. The world building continues to be one of the movie's greatest strengths. Each new environment expands the scope of the DC universe while introducing fresh visual ideas and imaginative concepts. The production design remains consistently impressive, creating alien civilizations and futuristic landscapes that feel distinct and believable. These settings contribute significantly to the sense of adventure that defines much of the film. Visually, the movie continues to excel through its detailed effects work and striking cinematography. Scenes involving Supergirl's powers are presented with scale and creativity, while quieter sequences often rely on thoughtful composition and lighting to emphasize emotional themes. The visual storytelling frequently reinforces the idea that Kara is navigating a universe far larger and more complex than she initially imagined. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a formidable antagonist whose actions create meaningful emotional and narrative stakes. His presence challenges Kara in ways that require both strength and wisdom, ensuring that the conflict remains engaging throughout the story. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to add energy and unpredictability to the film. His charismatic personality and unconventional approach to problems create memorable interactions that help broaden the range of tones present within the narrative. The action sequences remain exciting because they are connected directly to character motivations and emotional consequences. Every confrontation feels significant because it contributes to the growth of the characters involved. The musical score continues to support the film's emotional and adventurous dimensions, enhancing moments of triumph, tension, wonder, and reflection. One of the most effective themes running throughout the movie is the idea that hope can survive even in the face of loss and uncertainty. Kara's journey repeatedly demonstrates that optimism is not the absence of hardship but the decision to continue moving forward despite it. Through outstanding performances, imaginative world building, compelling relationships, exciting action, and meaningful thematic depth, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as an inspiring and emotionally rich superhero adventure that celebrates resilience, compassion, and the enduring power of choosing hope when it matters most. Supergirl 2026 continues to stand out as a superhero adventure that understands the importance of emotional storytelling, using Kara Zor-El's journey to explore themes that extend far beyond the traditional boundaries of the genre. As the narrative progresses, the film increasingly focuses on the idea that every hero must eventually decide what kind of symbol they wish to become. For Kara, this challenge is particularly complicated because she carries the legacy of Krypton while also living in a universe that constantly compares her to Superman. Rather than allowing those expectations to define her, the story emphasizes her determination to forge her own identity, creating a character arc that feels both inspiring and deeply personal. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a performance filled with confidence, emotional honesty, and charisma. Her portrayal captures the strength of a hero capable of facing extraordinary threats while also revealing the uncertainty of someone still learning where she belongs. This balance helps make Kara one of the most relatable characters in the modern DC universe. The film repeatedly demonstrates that growth is rarely a straight path, showing Kara learning through mistakes, adapting to unexpected challenges, and gradually developing a clearer understanding of her responsibilities. These experiences give her journey a sense of authenticity that keeps audiences emotionally invested. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains one of the movie's most effective elements. Their friendship continues to evolve naturally, creating moments of humor, support, and emotional reflection that help ground the larger adventure. Through their connection, the story reinforces the importance of trust and companionship, illustrating how meaningful relationships can provide strength during even the most difficult circumstances. Director Craig Gillespie continues to balance intimate character development with expansive science fiction storytelling in a way that feels seamless. His direction ensures that the emotional stakes remain central to the narrative, even when the story explores distant worlds and cosmic-scale conflicts. This commitment to character helps distinguish the film from many spectacle-driven blockbusters. The world building remains exceptional, presenting a galaxy filled with imaginative environments, diverse cultures, and fascinating new possibilities. Every location feels thoughtfully designed, contributing to a sense of discovery that remains one of the film's defining strengths. The production design successfully creates a universe that feels vast and interconnected while still maintaining a distinct visual identity. The cinematography continues to support the storytelling through dynamic action photography and expressive character-focused imagery. Scenes involving flight and combat are presented with impressive scale, while quieter moments often rely on visual symbolism and careful composition to communicate emotional ideas. The visual effects remain consistently strong, helping bring the film's ambitious concepts to life without overshadowing the characters at the center of the story. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a compelling antagonistic presence whose actions challenge Kara both physically and emotionally. His role contributes to the narrative by forcing the heroine to confront difficult questions about responsibility, justice, and personal conviction. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains one of the film's most entertaining additions, bringing unpredictability, humor, and confidence to every scene in which he appears. His interactions with the other characters help expand the film's tonal range while also introducing audiences to another fascinating corner of the DC universe. The action sequences continue to succeed because they are driven by emotional stakes and character motivations rather than existing solely as visual spectacles. Every major confrontation serves a purpose within the larger narrative and contributes to the development of the characters involved. The musical score remains a powerful component of the experience, enhancing moments of excitement, wonder, sadness, and triumph with equal effectiveness. One of the movie's most inspiring themes is the idea that identity is built through choices rather than inherited through circumstance. Kara's journey reflects this message repeatedly, showing that becoming a hero is not about living up to someone else's expectations but about discovering and embracing one's own values. Through exceptional performances, imaginative world building, memorable relationships, thrilling action, and meaningful thematic exploration, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a rich and emotionally rewarding superhero film that celebrates courage, self-discovery, and the enduring belief that even in the darkest moments, hope can still light the way forward. Supergirl 2026 continues to build upon its strongest ideas by presenting heroism as a responsibility that requires emotional maturity as much as physical strength. Throughout the film, Kara Zor-El's journey becomes increasingly focused on understanding what it means to inspire others rather than simply protecting them. This distinction is important because it allows the story to explore deeper themes about leadership, sacrifice, and personal conviction. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a performance that combines confidence with emotional depth, portraying Kara as someone who is powerful enough to change the course of events yet human enough to question her own decisions. Her ability to balance determination with vulnerability remains one of the film's greatest strengths and helps ensure that the audience remains emotionally invested in her development. As Kara encounters new challenges and difficult choices, the movie repeatedly emphasizes that true growth often comes from uncertainty rather than certainty. Instead of having all the answers from the beginning, she gradually discovers them through experience, creating a character arc that feels both believable and rewarding. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to provide emotional resonance throughout the narrative. Their bond grows stronger as they face obstacles together, demonstrating how trust and friendship can become powerful sources of strength. These quieter character moments help balance the larger adventure and remind viewers that emotional connections are often just as important as heroic achievements. Director Craig Gillespie continues to handle the material with confidence, maintaining a balance between personal storytelling and cosmic spectacle. His direction ensures that the emotional stakes remain central even when the narrative expands into larger conflicts and visually ambitious sequences. This approach gives the film a sense of cohesion and allows every major event to feel connected to the characters' journeys. The world building remains a major highlight, presenting a galaxy filled with fascinating civilizations, unique environments, and imaginative concepts that continue to expand the scope of the DC universe. Each new setting contributes to the feeling of exploration and discovery that defines much of the film's appeal. The production design consistently demonstrates creativity, helping create locations that feel distinct while remaining part of a larger interconnected universe. Visually, the movie continues to impress through its strong cinematography and detailed visual effects. The action scenes are energetic and visually dynamic, making effective use of Supergirl's abilities while maintaining clarity and emotional relevance. Even during the most spectacular moments, the film remains focused on character and story. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a formidable source of conflict whose actions challenge Kara's beliefs as much as her abilities. This emotional dimension helps elevate the antagonist beyond a simple obstacle and gives the narrative additional depth. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains a memorable presence whose humor, unpredictability, and larger-than-life personality inject fresh energy into the story whenever he appears. His interactions with Kara create entertaining contrasts while also expanding the broader mythology of the new DC universe. The musical score continues to enhance the emotional and adventurous aspects of the film, supporting scenes of wonder, tension, reflection, and triumph with equal effectiveness. One of the film's most compelling themes is the idea that hope is most meaningful when it survives adversity. Kara repeatedly faces situations that test her confidence and challenge her worldview, yet she continues to move forward because she believes in the possibility of making a difference. Through strong performances, expansive world building, engaging character relationships, exciting action, and thoughtful thematic exploration, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a powerful superhero adventure that celebrates perseverance, compassion, and the courage required to become a symbol of hope in an uncertain universe. Supergirl 2026 continues to distinguish itself through its commitment to character-driven storytelling, proving that the most memorable superhero journeys are often built upon emotional growth rather than sheer spectacle. As Kara Zor-El's adventure progresses, the film increasingly examines the weight of responsibility that comes with possessing extraordinary abilities. Rather than presenting heroism as something effortless, the story shows that every important decision carries consequences, forcing Kara to constantly evaluate what kind of person she wants to become. This ongoing internal struggle adds depth to the narrative and makes her development feel authentic. Millie Alcock remains the heart of the film, delivering a performance that successfully captures both the confidence of a powerful hero and the uncertainty of someone still searching for her place in the universe. Her portrayal allows audiences to connect with Kara on a personal level, making her victories more satisfying and her challenges more meaningful. One of the strongest aspects of the movie is its exploration of resilience. Kara repeatedly encounters situations that test her emotionally, physically, and morally, yet the film emphasizes that true strength is not defined by the absence of fear or doubt but by the willingness to keep moving forward despite them. This message gives the story a universal quality that extends beyond the superhero genre. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to serve as a powerful emotional foundation for the narrative. Their evolving friendship highlights themes of loyalty, trust, and mutual support, demonstrating how meaningful connections can influence personal growth. The chemistry between the characters creates some of the film's most engaging moments, particularly during quieter scenes that allow their personalities to shine. Director Craig Gillespie continues to balance large-scale adventure with intimate character work, ensuring that the emotional journey remains just as important as the action. His approach allows the audience to become invested in the characters while still enjoying the expansive scope of the story. The film's pacing benefits from this balance, alternating between exciting sequences and reflective moments that deepen the narrative. The world building remains one of the movie's most impressive achievements. The galaxy feels alive with possibility, introducing new environments, cultures, and challenges that expand the boundaries of the DC universe. Every setting contributes to the sense of exploration that defines much of the film's identity, making the adventure feel larger than life while maintaining a strong emotional core. The production design continues to demonstrate creativity and attention to detail, helping each location feel unique and memorable. Visually, the film maintains a high level of quality through strong cinematography and impressive visual effects. The camera work captures both the scale of the cosmic landscapes and the emotional nuances of the characters, creating a visually rich experience. Action scenes remain exciting because they are tied directly to the characters' motivations and emotional stakes, ensuring that every confrontation feels significant. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide an effective antagonistic force whose presence challenges Kara's beliefs and determination. Rather than serving solely as a physical threat, he contributes to the story's thematic exploration of power, choice, and responsibility. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains a standout supporting character, bringing humor, energy, and unpredictability that enhance the film's entertainment value. His unique personality creates memorable interactions that add variety to the overall tone. The musical score continues to support the narrative beautifully, amplifying moments of excitement, reflection, and triumph. One of the film's most inspiring themes is the belief that identity is not determined by heritage or expectations but by the choices a person makes every day. Kara's journey consistently reinforces this idea, showing that becoming a hero is a process of self-discovery rather than a predetermined destiny. Through its strong performances, thoughtful themes, imaginative world building, and emotionally engaging storytelling, Supergirl 2026 continues to deliver a superhero experience that feels both epic in scale and deeply personal, celebrating the courage required to embrace one's true self while inspiring hope in others. Supergirl 2026 continues to expand its emotional and thematic depth by exploring the challenges of carrying a legacy while simultaneously trying to create an identity that feels entirely your own. Kara Zor-El's journey remains the centerpiece of the film, and one of its greatest achievements is how it transforms a familiar superhero concept into a deeply personal coming-of-age story. Throughout the narrative, Kara is forced to confront expectations from multiple directions. Some characters see her as a symbol, others view her as a successor to Krypton's greatest heroes, and some underestimate her entirely. The film cleverly uses these differing perspectives to highlight the complexity of self-discovery. Rather than allowing outside opinions to define her future, Kara gradually learns that true confidence comes from understanding her own values and standing by them even when circumstances become difficult. Millie Alcock's performance remains consistently impressive, bringing warmth, determination, humor, and vulnerability to the role. She portrays Kara as someone who possesses immense power yet remains emotionally relatable, allowing audiences to connect with her struggles and triumphs. Her ability to convey both strength and uncertainty ensures that the character feels authentic throughout the story. One of the most rewarding aspects of the film is the way it presents growth as a gradual process. Kara does not instantly become the hero she is destined to be. Instead, she learns through experience, mistakes, victories, and moments of reflection. This approach makes her development feel earned and provides the narrative with a strong emotional foundation. The friendship between Kara and Ruthie continues to play a significant role in shaping the film's emotional core. Their relationship is built on trust, mutual respect, and shared experiences, creating a bond that evolves naturally as the story progresses. The interactions between the two characters often provide some of the movie's most heartfelt moments, demonstrating that emotional support can be just as important as physical strength. Director Craig Gillespie deserves considerable credit for maintaining the balance between intimate character storytelling and large-scale science fiction adventure. His direction ensures that even the most visually spectacular moments remain connected to the emotional journeys of the characters. This focus on character prevents the film from becoming overwhelmed by its own scale and helps create a more meaningful viewing experience. The world building remains one of the film's standout qualities. The galaxy is presented as a vast and diverse place filled with unique civilizations, mysterious locations, and endless opportunities for exploration. Each new environment feels distinct, contributing to a sense of wonder that keeps the adventure engaging from beginning to end. The production design consistently impresses through its creativity and attention to detail, helping bring this expansive universe to life. The cinematography continues to enhance the storytelling by combining breathtaking visuals with emotionally expressive imagery. Sweeping shots of cosmic landscapes create a sense of scale, while more intimate scenes focus on the emotional nuances of the characters. The visual effects remain highly effective, supporting the story without overshadowing it. Action sequences continue to deliver excitement because they are rooted in character motivations and emotional stakes. Every major confrontation feels significant because it reflects Kara's ongoing journey of growth and self-discovery. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a strong antagonistic presence whose actions force Kara to examine her beliefs and priorities. His role contributes meaningfully to the story's exploration of responsibility and personal conviction. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains a source of energy and entertainment, bringing humor and unpredictability that complement the film's more serious themes. The musical score continues to elevate key moments, enhancing both the emotional and adventurous aspects of the narrative. One of the most powerful messages in Supergirl 2026 is that hope is not simply an emotion but a choice that must be renewed every day. Kara's journey demonstrates that optimism requires courage, especially when faced with uncertainty and adversity. Through strong performances, imaginative world building, compelling relationships, exciting action, and meaningful thematic exploration, the film continues to establish itself as a memorable superhero adventure that celebrates individuality, perseverance, and the belief that even the smallest acts of courage can inspire lasting change across an entire universe. Supergirl 2026 continues to impress by treating its protagonist as more than just a superhero, presenting Kara Zor-El as a young woman navigating questions of identity, responsibility, and purpose within an increasingly complex universe. As the story develops, one of the film's most compelling strengths is its willingness to explore the emotional consequences of heroism. Kara's journey is not simply about defeating enemies or overcoming obstacles. It is about understanding the impact her actions have on the people around her and recognizing the kind of influence she wants to have on the future. This deeper focus on character gives the film a sense of maturity that elevates it beyond many conventional superhero adventures. Millie Alcock continues to anchor the narrative with a performance filled with energy, sincerity, and emotional intelligence. She captures Kara's determination without sacrificing the vulnerability that makes the character relatable. The result is a protagonist who feels genuinely human despite her extraordinary abilities. Throughout the film, Kara is repeatedly challenged to make difficult decisions, and these moments reveal important aspects of her character. Rather than relying solely on strength or confidence, she often succeeds because of her empathy, compassion, and willingness to understand others. This emphasis on emotional intelligence helps define her unique identity within the DC universe and distinguishes her from many other heroes. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains one of the most emotionally satisfying aspects of the story. Their friendship continues to evolve through shared experiences, creating a partnership built on trust and mutual respect. The film effectively demonstrates how meaningful relationships can influence personal growth, showing that even heroes need support and understanding from those around them. Their interactions bring warmth and authenticity to the narrative, helping balance the larger-scale conflicts and adventures. Director Craig Gillespie continues to demonstrate a strong understanding of character-driven storytelling. His direction ensures that every major event serves both the plot and the emotional development of the characters. This approach creates a cohesive narrative where action, humor, and drama feel interconnected rather than isolated elements. The pacing remains effective because the film takes time to develop its characters while still maintaining a sense of forward momentum and excitement. The world building continues to expand the scope of the story, introducing audiences to new corners of the galaxy that feel imaginative and alive. Each location contributes to the sense of exploration that defines much of the film's appeal, creating a universe filled with possibilities and mysteries. The production design remains consistently impressive, combining futuristic concepts with distinctive visual identities that help each setting stand apart. Visually, the film continues to deliver spectacular imagery through its cinematography and visual effects. The camera work captures both the grandeur of cosmic environments and the emotional intimacy of character-focused scenes. Flight sequences remain particularly impressive, conveying freedom, power, and wonder in ways that perfectly complement Kara's journey. The visual effects enhance these moments without distracting from the emotional core of the story. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a strong source of conflict whose actions challenge Kara on multiple levels. His presence forces her to confront difficult questions about justice, leadership, and responsibility, adding thematic depth to the narrative. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains an entertaining and memorable character whose larger-than-life personality injects humor and unpredictability into the story. His scenes often provide welcome moments of levity while also expanding the mythology of the universe. The musical score continues to support the film's emotional and adventurous tone, enhancing key moments with a sense of grandeur and emotional resonance. One of the film's most meaningful themes is the idea that true courage is not the absence of fear but the willingness to act despite it. Kara repeatedly demonstrates this quality throughout her journey, showing that heroism is defined not by perfection but by persistence, compassion, and integrity. Through its engaging characters, strong performances, imaginative world building, impressive visuals, and thoughtful exploration of universal themes, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as an inspiring superhero adventure that celebrates hope, resilience, and the power of choosing to do what is right even when the path forward is uncertain. Supergirl 2026 reaches another compelling stage in its narrative by further examining the emotional burden that comes with being a symbol of hope. While many superhero films focus primarily on physical challenges, this movie consistently demonstrates that the greatest battles often take place within the mind and heart of its protagonist. Kara Zor-El's journey continues to evolve in meaningful ways as she learns that leadership is not simply about strength or authority but about earning trust through actions and integrity. This theme becomes increasingly important as the story progresses, allowing the film to explore the responsibilities that accompany influence and power. Millie Alcock remains exceptional in the role, delivering a performance that balances confidence with vulnerability. Her portrayal captures the complexity of a character who is powerful enough to alter the fate of entire worlds yet still experiences uncertainty, doubt, and emotional conflict. This contrast makes Kara feel relatable and authentic, ensuring that audiences remain invested in her personal growth. The film's commitment to showing her development over time is one of its greatest strengths. Rather than presenting her as a flawless hero, the story allows her to learn from mistakes and difficult experiences, reinforcing the idea that growth is an ongoing process rather than a final destination. The friendship between Kara and Ruthie continues to provide emotional depth and stability to the narrative. Their relationship serves as a reminder that even the strongest individuals benefit from companionship and understanding. Through their interactions, the film explores themes of loyalty, trust, and shared resilience, creating moments that feel sincere and emotionally rewarding. These quieter scenes often become just as memorable as the larger action sequences because they reveal the human side of the characters. Director Craig Gillespie continues to demonstrate a strong understanding of how to blend character-focused storytelling with epic science fiction adventure. His direction ensures that emotional stakes remain central to the narrative regardless of the scale of the action. This balance helps the film maintain a strong sense of purpose, allowing every major event to contribute to both the plot and the character's development. The pacing remains effective, providing enough time for reflection while still delivering excitement and momentum. The world building remains one of the film's most impressive achievements. The galaxy feels expansive and filled with possibility, introducing audiences to unique locations, cultures, and ideas that enrich the overall experience. Each setting contributes to the sense of exploration that defines much of the movie's identity, making the universe feel vast yet interconnected. The production design continues to showcase creativity and imagination, helping establish a visual language that feels distinctive within the broader DC universe. Cinematography remains a major strength, combining breathtaking cosmic imagery with intimate character moments that emphasize emotional storytelling. The visual effects continue to support the narrative effectively, bringing alien worlds, advanced technology, and extraordinary abilities to life with impressive detail. The action sequences remain engaging because they are tied directly to character motivations and emotional stakes. Rather than existing solely for spectacle, every major confrontation contributes to Kara's journey and reinforces the themes at the heart of the story. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a formidable antagonist whose presence challenges Kara's beliefs and convictions. His role adds complexity to the narrative by forcing the heroine to confront difficult questions about justice, power, and responsibility. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains an energetic and entertaining presence, bringing humor and unpredictability that complement the film's more serious moments. His interactions with other characters add variety to the narrative and help expand the scope of the universe. The musical score continues to elevate the emotional impact of key scenes, enhancing moments of triumph, reflection, and determination. One of the film's most powerful messages is that hope becomes most meaningful when it is shared. Kara's journey repeatedly demonstrates that inspiring others can create change far greater than any single heroic act. Through its strong performances, emotionally engaging relationships, imaginative world building, stunning visuals, and thoughtful exploration of universal themes, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as a memorable superhero epic that celebrates courage, compassion, and the enduring belief that one person can make a difference in the lives of many. Supergirl 2026 continues to strengthen its reputation as a character-focused superhero epic by examining how personal values are tested when circumstances become increasingly complicated. Throughout Kara Zor-El's journey, the film repeatedly emphasizes that being a hero is not simply about possessing extraordinary abilities but about maintaining integrity when faced with difficult choices. This thematic focus allows the story to explore questions about responsibility, compassion, and perseverance in ways that feel both meaningful and relatable. As the narrative progresses, Kara's experiences help shape a clearer understanding of who she is and what she wants to represent within the universe. Her growth remains one of the film's most satisfying elements because it is driven by experience, reflection, and emotional maturity rather than sudden transformation. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a performance that anchors the entire story. She portrays Kara with a combination of confidence, determination, humor, and vulnerability that makes the character feel genuine. One of the most impressive aspects of her performance is the way she communicates emotional growth through subtle changes in attitude and perspective. The audience can see how each challenge contributes to Kara's development, gradually transforming her into a more self-assured and compassionate hero. The film consistently reminds viewers that strength is not measured solely by physical power but also by resilience, empathy, and the willingness to continue moving forward during moments of uncertainty. The friendship between Kara and Ruthie remains a vital component of the narrative. Their relationship continues to provide emotional balance, offering moments of warmth and understanding that contrast effectively with the larger conflicts unfolding around them. Through their interactions, the movie explores the importance of trust and mutual support, demonstrating how meaningful connections can influence personal growth. These scenes often become some of the most memorable parts of the film because they reveal the emotional foundation beneath the adventure. Director Craig Gillespie continues to show a strong command of tone and pacing. His ability to blend emotional storytelling with large-scale science fiction spectacle ensures that the film remains engaging on multiple levels. Even during visually ambitious sequences, the focus never shifts entirely away from the characters and their emotional journeys. This balance helps the narrative feel cohesive and allows every major event to contribute to the story's central themes. The world building remains one of the film's most impressive achievements. The universe feels expansive and full of possibilities, introducing audiences to diverse civilizations, imaginative environments, and intriguing new ideas. Every location contributes to the sense of exploration that defines much of the film's identity. The production design continues to showcase creativity and attention to detail, helping create a world that feels vibrant, distinctive, and alive. Visually, the movie remains consistently impressive. The cinematography captures both the grandeur of cosmic settings and the emotional intimacy of character-driven moments. Sweeping shots of distant worlds and dynamic flight sequences create a sense of wonder, while more personal scenes focus on the expressions and emotions that drive the story forward. The visual effects continue to support the narrative effectively, bringing the film's ambitious concepts to life without overshadowing the characters. Action sequences remain exciting because they are connected to emotional stakes and character motivations. Rather than existing solely as spectacle, each confrontation contributes to Kara's ongoing development and reinforces the themes explored throughout the narrative. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a compelling source of conflict whose actions challenge Kara's beliefs and force her to confront difficult questions about justice and leadership. His role remains important because it pushes the heroine to think critically about her responsibilities and the impact of her choices. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to add energy, humor, and unpredictability to the story. His presence broadens the film's tonal range while also expanding the mythology of the DC universe. The musical score remains an essential element of the experience, enhancing moments of adventure, reflection, and triumph with emotional resonance. One of the film's most powerful messages is that hope becomes strongest when it is shared with others. Kara's journey demonstrates that inspiring people often requires patience, understanding, and the courage to remain optimistic even during difficult times. Through exceptional performances, rich world building, memorable relationships, strong visual storytelling, and thoughtful thematic exploration, Supergirl 2026 continues to establish itself as an emotionally rewarding superhero adventure that celebrates perseverance, compassion, and the belief that positive change begins with individual choices. Supergirl 2026 continues to evolve into a remarkably thoughtful superhero film by exploring the connection between personal identity and the responsibility that comes with extraordinary power. As Kara Zor-El's journey progresses, the story increasingly focuses on the idea that becoming a hero is not a single defining moment but a continuous process of learning, adapting, and growing. This perspective gives the narrative a sense of realism despite its cosmic setting, allowing audiences to connect with Kara's experiences on an emotional level. Throughout the film, she is confronted with situations that challenge her assumptions, test her confidence, and force her to reconsider what it truly means to protect others. These experiences help shape a protagonist who feels multidimensional and relatable rather than simply invincible. Millie Alcock continues to deliver an outstanding performance that remains central to the film's success. Her portrayal captures Kara's strength and determination while never losing sight of the vulnerability that makes the character compelling. She brings a sense of sincerity to every scene, allowing viewers to understand the emotional weight behind Kara's decisions. One of the film's greatest accomplishments is its ability to portray growth as a gradual and sometimes difficult process. Kara's development is driven not only by victories but also by moments of uncertainty and reflection. This approach reinforces the idea that wisdom is earned through experience and that personal growth often emerges from overcoming challenges rather than avoiding them. The friendship between Kara and Ruthie remains one of the movie's most emotionally engaging elements. Their relationship continues to deepen as they navigate the complexities of their journey together, creating a bond that feels authentic and meaningful. Through their interactions, the film explores themes of trust, loyalty, and mutual understanding. These moments provide emotional grounding for the larger narrative and remind audiences that even the most extraordinary heroes benefit from companionship and support. Director Craig Gillespie continues to demonstrate a strong understanding of character-focused storytelling. His direction allows emotional moments to resonate without slowing the momentum of the adventure, creating a balance that keeps the narrative engaging from beginning to end. The film's pacing remains effective because it understands when to emphasize spectacle and when to focus on personal development. This careful balance helps create a story that feels both exciting and emotionally satisfying. The world building continues to expand the scope of the DC universe in imaginative ways. The galaxy is presented as a place filled with endless possibilities, unique cultures, and fascinating locations that contribute to the sense of discovery running throughout the film. Every environment feels thoughtfully designed, helping create a universe that is both visually impressive and narratively rich. The production design continues to be a major strength, combining creativity and detail to establish a distinct identity for each setting. Visually, the movie remains exceptional. The cinematography captures the grandeur of cosmic landscapes while also highlighting the emotional nuances of the characters. Flight sequences continue to be among the film's most memorable visual elements, conveying a sense of freedom, purpose, and wonder that aligns perfectly with Kara's personal journey. The visual effects remain consistently strong, supporting the storytelling without overwhelming it. Action sequences continue to succeed because they are connected to the characters' motivations and emotional stakes. Every confrontation feels meaningful because it contributes to Kara's growth and reinforces the themes explored throughout the narrative. Matthias Schoenaerts remains an effective antagonist whose actions challenge Kara's beliefs and force her to confront difficult questions about justice, responsibility, and leadership. His role adds thematic depth and helps elevate the conflict beyond simple physical opposition. Jason Momoa's Lobo continues to provide entertainment through his charisma, humor, and unpredictability. His presence injects energy into the story while also expanding the broader mythology of the universe. The musical score remains a powerful component of the film, enhancing both emotional and action-oriented moments with equal effectiveness. One of the most memorable themes explored in Supergirl 2026 is the idea that true leadership comes from service rather than authority. Kara's journey repeatedly demonstrates that inspiring others requires empathy, understanding, and a willingness to place the needs of others above personal comfort. Through its strong performances, imaginative world building, emotional storytelling, and meaningful thematic exploration, the film continues to establish itself as a compelling superhero adventure that celebrates courage, growth, and the enduring importance of hope in an uncertain world. Supergirl 2026 continues to build upon its strongest qualities by emphasizing that true heroism is measured not by power alone but by the ability to inspire confidence, compassion, and hope in others. As Kara Zor-El's journey advances, the film increasingly focuses on the emotional responsibilities that accompany extraordinary abilities. Rather than portraying heroism as a simple matter of defeating opponents, the narrative explores the difficult choices that shape a hero's character and define their legacy. This approach gives the story greater depth and allows audiences to connect with Kara's experiences on a more personal level. Her development remains one of the film's greatest strengths because it unfolds gradually, showing how experience, reflection, and perseverance contribute to genuine growth. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a captivating performance that balances strength, determination, humor, and vulnerability. She presents Kara as a hero who possesses immense confidence in certain situations yet remains willing to question herself when confronted with uncertainty. This complexity makes the character feel authentic and relatable despite the extraordinary circumstances surrounding her. Throughout the film, Kara repeatedly demonstrates that courage is not about being fearless but about acting with conviction even when fear exists. This message becomes increasingly important as she faces challenges that test her beliefs, values, and understanding of responsibility. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie remains a cornerstone of the film's emotional foundation. Their friendship continues to evolve through shared experiences, creating a bond that feels genuine and meaningful. Through their interactions, the story highlights the importance of trust, loyalty, and emotional support. These quieter moments provide balance to the larger-scale adventure and remind viewers that personal connections often play a crucial role in shaping who we become. Director Craig Gillespie continues to demonstrate a strong command of both character-driven storytelling and large-scale spectacle. His direction ensures that emotional development remains central to the narrative even during the film's most visually ambitious sequences. This balance allows the movie to maintain a sense of intimacy while still delivering the excitement expected from a major superhero production. The pacing remains effective, giving characters room to grow while maintaining a consistent sense of momentum and discovery. The world building continues to be one of the movie's most impressive achievements. The galaxy is filled with imaginative environments, diverse cultures, and fascinating possibilities that expand the scope of the DC universe. Each new setting contributes to the sense of adventure and exploration that defines much of the film's appeal. The production design consistently demonstrates creativity and attention to detail, creating locations that feel distinct while remaining part of a larger interconnected universe. Visually, the film continues to excel through its combination of striking cinematography and sophisticated visual effects. Cosmic landscapes are presented with breathtaking scale, while more intimate scenes focus on the emotional expressions and interactions that drive the story forward. The action sequences remain engaging because they are rooted in character motivations and emotional stakes. Every major confrontation serves a narrative purpose, contributing to Kara's development and reinforcing the themes explored throughout the film. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to provide a compelling source of conflict whose presence forces Kara to confront difficult questions about justice, leadership, and personal responsibility. His role adds complexity to the narrative and helps deepen the thematic exploration of power and accountability. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains a standout supporting character whose humor, charisma, and unpredictability bring additional energy to the story. His scenes provide entertainment while also helping expand the universe beyond Kara's immediate journey. The musical score continues to elevate the emotional and adventurous aspects of the film, supporting moments of triumph, reflection, and determination with remarkable effectiveness. One of the most inspiring themes explored in Supergirl 2026 is the belief that hope is not something that appears automatically but something that must be actively created and protected. Kara's journey repeatedly demonstrates that optimism and compassion require strength, especially during times of uncertainty. Through outstanding performances, meaningful relationships, imaginative world building, spectacular visuals, and thoughtful storytelling, the film continues to establish itself as an emotionally rewarding superhero adventure that celebrates resilience, kindness, and the enduring power of believing in a better future. Supergirl 2026 continues to strengthen its emotional impact by exploring how personal experiences shape a hero's understanding of the world around them. Throughout the film, Kara Zor-El's journey becomes increasingly centered on the idea that wisdom is earned through experience rather than inherited through power or legacy. This perspective allows the narrative to examine heroism from a more human angle, focusing not only on extraordinary abilities but also on the emotional growth required to use those abilities responsibly. Kara's evolution remains one of the most satisfying aspects of the story because it feels natural and carefully developed. Every challenge she faces contributes to her understanding of herself and her place within the larger universe, creating a character arc that is both inspiring and relatable. Millie Alcock continues to deliver a performance filled with energy, sincerity, and emotional depth. Her portrayal successfully captures the complexity of a young hero who is still discovering who she wants to become while carrying the expectations associated with her Kryptonian heritage. One of the most impressive elements of her performance is the way she communicates Kara's internal conflicts without diminishing her confidence or determination. This balance allows the audience to connect with her on a personal level while still admiring her strength and courage. The film repeatedly reinforces the idea that vulnerability is not a weakness but an essential part of personal growth, and Alcock embodies this message throughout the narrative. The relationship between Kara and Ruthie continues to provide some of the film's most emotionally engaging moments. Their friendship evolves beyond simple companionship and becomes a reflection of the trust and support that help individuals overcome adversity. Through their interactions, the story emphasizes the importance of understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. These quieter scenes create an emotional foundation that strengthens the impact of the larger adventure, ensuring that the audience remains invested in the characters as well as the plot. Director Craig Gillespie continues to demonstrate remarkable control over the film's tone, seamlessly blending emotional storytelling, humor, action, and science fiction spectacle. His direction ensures that the narrative remains focused on character development even when the scope expands to include larger conflicts and cosmic-scale events. This commitment to character allows the movie to maintain emotional authenticity while still delivering the excitement expected from a major superhero production. The world building remains a significant highlight, offering audiences a rich and imaginative universe filled with unique civilizations, cultures, and environments. Each new location contributes to the sense of wonder and discovery that defines much of the film's appeal. The production design consistently showcases creativity and attention to detail, helping every setting feel distinct and memorable. Visually, the film continues to impress through its combination of stunning cinematography and sophisticated visual effects. The camera work captures the scale of the galaxy while also focusing on intimate emotional moments that reveal the characters' inner lives. Flight sequences remain particularly effective, conveying both freedom and responsibility in ways that complement Kara's personal journey. The visual effects support the storytelling by enhancing the realism of the film's extraordinary concepts without overwhelming the narrative. Matthias Schoenaerts continues to serve as an effective source of conflict, providing challenges that test Kara's beliefs and force her to confront difficult moral questions. His role adds thematic depth by encouraging reflection on issues such as accountability, justice, and the consequences of power. Jason Momoa's Lobo remains a memorable and entertaining addition whose charisma and unpredictability bring fresh energy to the story. His presence helps balance the more serious themes while expanding the broader mythology of the DC universe. The musical score continues to elevate the emotional and dramatic moments, reinforcing the sense of adventure and hope that runs throughout the film. One of the movie's most enduring messages is that greatness is not determined by where someone comes from but by the choices they make when faced with adversity. Kara's journey consistently reinforces this idea, showing that character, compassion, and perseverance matter more than any inherited legacy. Through exceptional performances, thoughtful themes, expansive world building, impressive visuals, and emotionally resonant storytelling, Supergirl 2026 continues to deliver a superhero experience that feels both epic in scope and deeply personal, celebrating the power of hope, self-discovery, and the courage to stand for what is right.